Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. What I will share today with you will create a huge effect on your life. So when you will apply this, the major changes will occur in your life. And this is what actually changed my life, and it's truly powerful. So if we go to a beautiful quote by Rumi, a poet, who said that when I run after what I think I want, my days are furnace of stress and anxiety. If I sit in my own place of patience, what I need flows to me, and without pain. From this, I understand that what I want also wants me, is looking for me and attracting me. There is a great secret here for anyone who can grasp it. So I remember reading this quote back a few years ago, and I didn't understand it. It was something so well written, something truly beautiful. But then I started learning more about law of attraction, more about manifestation, and the power of detachment, the power of letting go so we can invite something new into our lives. And I've learned that it's not actually about focusing onto the results. Of course, we create certain goals. We create certain visions for the future. We visualize it. We can write it down. We can write some intentions down. But if we want to experience results, we need to do something to experience it, right? If we are focusing only onto the results, we will always wait them to happen. But if we fall in love with the process, the results will become a byproduct of our love we are putting into action. So I've learned that every time I was over-focusing on what I want, I was awakening stress within me and anxiety. And I can see often in the comments that people are dealing with that. People are experiencing that because they're too focused on what they want to experience. So to become more patient with yourself so everything can flow to you means that you need to find something you love to do so you can get into that flow state more often. Practicing patience means that we actually place more of our energy into this moment, and we do something which inspires us. We do something which uplifts us, or we do something which seems important to us. And for me, it was always painting. Back when I started painting, and where I fall in love with painting, I've noticed that every time I'm creating, I'm losing the sense of time. And that was actually a moment where I've noticed that this is the time in a day where I'm not thinking about what I want to experience. I'm not thinking about the problems in my life. I'm not thinking about any of that. So I've noticed that if I will start my day with a meditation where I can visualize my future, and I will write some intentions, and then I will go into painting to forget about everything, I will create a great space in my day where I'm not worrying, where I'm just enjoying creating. And I know that with painting, I'm actually walking towards my dreams because that's what I wanted to do back at that time. So the message in this right now is that whatever you want to experience, find a way which will bring you there. Find something you love to do which will bring you there. And for many people it can be like they don't know what that could be. I don't have anything I'm in love with doing it. Right? Many people are that way, and if you can find yourself in that process that you just don't know what is the thing you want to do in life, you're actually in the process of a spiritual awakening, where you are becoming more aware of what is actually calling you. So celebrate yourself right now, because you're in the process where you are becoming aware. You're searching for what is calling you. And this is so important to understand, because many people feel that there's something wrong with them, or that they are not like talented, or they are not gifted at something, or whatever. We are all gifted at something. We're all good at something. We're all passionate about something, and we are all talented for something. We just need to find what that is. And most often, we need to detach ourselves from the beliefs which are telling us that whatever we are actually talented about, that we can't achieve or we can't do anything with that. Right? Because I remember when I've started painting, many people said to me that it's not possible to make money with that. Or, whatever you're going into it, many people will say some stories to you. Those are stories. People will give their beliefs to you, whatever it is, and maybe you've trusted them, maybe you've surrendered to those beliefs, and now you're holding them in your backpack, carrying them on, weights on your shoulders. And that's why it's so hard for you to get out of that state of stress and anxiety, because you just don't see another way. There is another way for those who are willing to let go of what is not supporting their process. There's always another way, because that's how the universe works. The universe will show you another way once you're ready to let go of the one which is not serving you anymore. So in order to let go of what is not serving you anymore, you need to recognize it, right? You need to become aware of. That's what will create major changes in your life. Because every time we let go of something, we'll find something more. We'll find something more within ourselves. Like, if we imagine like there's a fire within us, this fire could be called passion. Every time we let go of a certain label or of a certain limitation, certain belief, we in tune more with that inner fire. We become more aware of it. And that's why when people go through a spiritual awakening, they become more passionate about something. I became more passionate about painting when I went through my process of awakening. I suddenly started drawing again. As a little kid, I was drawing all the time. But then I forgot about it. I just stopped drawing. It was not fun for me anymore. I've just stopped. I was getting older. I got into sports. And I've stopped. But when I went through my spiritual awakening, I just experienced that urge. It was like a calling. I can't explain it differently. It was like a calling that I need to start drawing again. Just that I've started drawing completely different things. I've started drawing some philosophical stories, which in my mind I saw pictures how to draw them. I've shared that story with you before. So the truth is that we all start experiencing a certain fire to do something. If you're not feeling it yet, but you're curious about it, it means that you're actually going through the spiritual awakening right now, where you're becoming more self-aware of what is calling you, or however you want to explain that. So you're in the process of detachment from false beliefs, stories, ideas, maybe concepts that are truly defining you in a way which is limiting you, which is blocking your evolution. So this is, I call it a process of a greater self-awareness, because that's the time where we actually recognize that we are truly creative beings. And our job is here to create. Because while we are creating something, we fall into that flow state. And in the flow state, we experience a greatest joy. We experience love for doing that, love for creation. And at the same time, we experience a great care and compassion for people around us. Because if we are creating out of our hearts, out of love, we are creating something which can help others to maybe to wake them up or to evolve or to grow or to uplift their spirits or whatever it is. That's where people truly start doing something completely else. Some people go on YouTube and they start filming videos and they start growing in that area. Some people start gardening and maybe they start helping others to learn more about agriculture, about planting seeds and so on. Some people become like mechanics and they start truly compassionately working with people, helping them to fix their cars or bikes or whatever it is. Probably all of us know at least one person who is really passionate about his job. Really, really passionate. And you can sense that person is not just passionate about that job. That person is also compassionate to people which are interacting them when it comes to their job or whatever it is. These people are happier in their lives, and it seems like these people are kind of lucky, like good things are happening to them. Why is that? Because they are doing things out of their hearts and they are not waiting anymore things happen to them, because they are in that state of receiving most of the time. So it feels like lucky things are just happening to them. And most probably, you found yourself at that state here and there. You found yourself, or you can find yourself here and there in that kind of a state, where it feels like lucky things are happening to you. You see synchronicities, you see people are smiling at you, those gentle smiles. And that's where major changes are happening, like new people are appearing in our lives, some new manifestations, some unexpected money can come, some new opportunities, maybe new job opportunities or new financial income opportunities, or maybe new health opportunities. Like you meet a people who is maybe a workout coach, or a certain mental coach, psychologist, or a certain scientist who is passionate about helping people. Whatever. There's so many different synchronicities can happen. But if you reflect your life a little bit, you may notice that here and there something like that happened for you. And if we pay close attention what we did before it happened, we may recognize that there's a pattern we could repeat. And that pattern may teach us to be patient, to get more often into the flow state. I've noticed for myself, it's painting, it's creating, it's filming, it's doing what I'm doing now every single day. Every time I'm doing that, I'm in the flow state. I'm truly enjoying my life. And I'm growing the most. When I'm doing that, I'm growing the most. In my free time, sometimes I find myself like I'm wasting time. I find myself procrastinating at something. Even I find myself procrastinating at painting and filming sometimes. So sometimes I need to force myself a little bit to create that momentum, right? To grab a brush and I start painting. And a funny thing happens. Every time I start painting, eventually I get into the flow state. So I've learned that if we want to create these major shifts in our lives, we need to force sometimes ourselves to grab something and to put it into action. Because as soon as we create that momentum for 5 to 10 minutes, we get into that flow state. And suddenly we wonder why it took us so long to do that. We have so much fun at doing that, but we were procrastinating for days, weeks, or even months. Can you find yourself in it? Can you relate to that? Because to me it happens so often that now I can recognize the pattern. And I can know, okay, I'm procrastinating right now. I need to force myself a little bit to do that. But, don't force yourself to everything. We need to find something we are passionate about, something we love to do. It's not about forcing something you love to do. You just create that, a bit more, you just put a bit more effort to start, to initiate what you're passionate about, so you can open the channel again, through which you experience that great passion for creating. So, my friends, if you want to experience major changes in your life, firstly, you need to find something you love to do. This is like the most important thing. Some of you are already there. Some of you are writers. I see in the comments there's many writers, and congratulations to all of you who are publishing your books. I saw a few of you. Just yesterday I saw a comment. Somebody wrote that because of those videos you've been able to write and publish a book. I congratulate you for that, and I appreciate you. Like truly, it's a brave decision and a powerful act. So I'm wishing you all the best. Whatever you're doing, I'm wishing you all the best on that journey, because there's something incredible coming your way. I've noticed that every time I know what I want, and when I do everything which is in my power to make it happen, the whole universe is conspiring, helping me to create those wanting results. So, long time ago, I've learned to detach myself from the results. I always have goals. I have visions. So it's important to have it, because that's how we create a wanting destination where we want to get in life. But more important than anything is that we use the time that we have. This is our responsibility. We use the time that we have. We organize our mind so we cut the distraction which is helping us to get nowhere. We cut the distraction and we actually start doing everything which is in our power to transform what we love to do, what we are passionate about, into our life's mission. So we can get paid for it, so we can serve humanity or the world with it, so we can provide some valuable things, information, art, whatever it is, to people. So, my friends, if you want to get closer to that path, let's say you're going right now through a spiritual awakening. We call spiritual awakening a process of a greater realization of who we actually are, so we can connect more deeply with our heart's desires and heart's calling, I call it that way, and intuition, to sense what feels more important to us, what feels more natural to us, and what gives us that feeling when we say, oh, that's why I've come here right at this unique time. If we want to get to that point, we need to take care of our daily choices, tiny daily choices we make moment by moment, to recognize at what stage in our day we choose distraction rather than our heart's desire. Because we always have these two choices. Every single moment. Right now, if you would stop, if you would pause this video, you would close your eyes, you would put your hands onto your heart, and you would take some deep breaths. You would feel where you feel most naturally drawn to right now. But it's much easier to grab a phone and start scrolling, and suddenly 2 hours pass by like it was nothing. Right? A social media flow state. We all know that. Or whatever it is, news flow state. Not good for our mental health. So, my friends, we always have 2 choices. To choose the distraction or to choose the path which feels the most natural to us. This is where our intuition is guiding us. That's why for most people, and it comes from ancient times, when shamans and mystics and great teachers were teaching people that in order to sense their true calling, they need to be really, really, really good listeners of their hearts. We need to become really good listeners of our hearts. And if we want to hear the whispers of our hearts, we need to lower down the volume of our minds. And I've just explained you before how can you do it. Pay attention into your heart and take some deep breaths. Take some deep breaths until you will feel that your mind is calming down. Don't pay attention to the thoughts. Thoughts will come and they will go. Don't pay attention to them. Just breathe into your heart and sense the feelings. Sense the feelings. Maybe you will feel like you just need to take a break from your life. Maybe you will feel like you need to go outside, and you will go outside and suddenly you will experience an inspiration to write something. It happens to me often that way. But I could ignore that calling and I could stay inside and do something else. And that's where I experience a sense of stress, because like it feels like my body is calling me for something, but I'm doing something else. So more we become aware of that inner conversations we are experiencing when we pay attention to it, more we start following that path of the soul. And this is what will help you to experience major changes in your life. But remember, it's a process. So those are the things which are not happening overnight. Those are the things which our whole life we are actually becoming more familiar with it. So I think it's a process of life, and it can have a great connection with the meaning of life. To learn more about our internal technology and overcoming our lower emotional states. To learn how to be stronger when we experience lower emotional states, how to overcome fear, how to overcome uncontrollable anger, how to deal with the triggers, how to become more kind to ourselves, how to deal with the negative self-talk and transform it into a more positive one, how to recognize our unconscious patterns so we can redesign them for healthier ones. I think we are all here to learn more about that, because somewhere else it may be truly important. And gratitude can help us on that process as well. Be grateful for the good things in your life. Every single day something good happens to us. And also for the lessons in the bad things. I've learned that this is to me even more important. Every single day, at the end of the day, I take time and I reflect what we call maybe bad moments. If something like that happens to us, I reflect those moments and I ask myself what I've learned there. Maybe I was angry, maybe I was sad about something, maybe I was procrastinating on something, and I reflect what I've learned in there, so I can make sure that I will not repeat that pattern. And here and there I am repeating that, and it's okay. But more I'm becoming aware of that, easier it is to me to recognize it also in the moment where I experience a certain trigger. So this is truly life-changing to me. And always find space for forgiveness. Firstly, for yourself. Forgive to your past self. There may be some things you're ashamed of. Forgive to yourself. That's how you will create space for new experiences. As long as we are holding certain anger towards something, even ourselves in the past, or certain shame or certain guilt or whatever it is, it's like a huge stone in our stomach, and it feels heavy. And usually it feels like our lower 3 energy centers are blocked, and we are constantly we feel that heavy energy within our bodies. And forgiveness is helping us to release it, so we can feel lighter and more grounded. And at the same time, we experience that greater connection with who we truly are, with that inner fire, which is always guiding us into the direction where we need to be. So, my friends, we've started this message with the Rumi quote, but we went into a whole new direction. And that's truly amazing. So, I hope this video can help you to experience major changes in your life. And that's the thing, that if I would have an opportunity to talk with my younger self, that's the thing, that's the message that I would say to that younger version of myself. And if you're in that process of becoming more aware of those things, I hope this message can help you, maybe can enlighten a bit your perspective of why your life is the way it is, and to recognize that you're not a victim in that process, that you're a work in progress, and you're just learning more about your unconscious patterns, unconscious beliefs, limited beliefs, the perception that you have about life. You're learning about it. You're becoming more aware of it, so you can change it, so you can create space for the new things by letting go of the old ones, by letting go of what is not aligned with you anymore. Right? So, my friends, I'm sending you all the love for your path, for yourself. I appreciate you all. I hope you've enjoyed today's painting, The Rose Which Grows Through the Concrete. This is a special painting to me because it represents a phase of transformation, but at the same time a phase of strength. We all are moving through challenging times, but at the same time through beautiful, through light times. But it all depends on how we see it. We could see a concrete wall in front of us and we could hide and we could give up. But we decide to find a way to move through it, to find a way to get closer to the light, to experience a greater meaning of our lives, and to learn more about why the events are happening in our lives, or why we see the events that are happening in our lives the way we choose to see them. Why is that? So we are all searching the answers, and the process of not knowing to knowing is called life, and it's quite mysterious, right? But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So my friends, I love you all. Have a beautiful day, and until next time, one love.